Good evening. This is Norma Cowie here once more on a Monday night for mental mind treatments. Hardest thing for me in these evenings actually is waiting till 7 o'clock because doesn't take very long to get ready. And then I have to sit and sort of wait for 7 because if I start too early, then anyway, if anyone wants to come in, then I miss them. So a couple of things I want to say. Today, I pulled a tarot card just to kind of see how today was going, because I did get a few emails come in and texts asking for things. Now, if you look at this is the Ace of Pentacles, and it's so, what would I say, special for today, mainly because of the work I've done during the day with people. New beginnings. Here it comes. Whatever that new beginning may be, it may be money, it may be a new job, it may be a new house, it may be just a new opportunity. It's an opportunity because even though the pentacle is a new situation, and pentacles tend to be physical, the pathway, and where am I here? The pathway here is leading out. The red roses and the lilies of pure passion and pure thought. That's what we need to go forward. So this is about going forward tonight, I think, and based on the questions that people had written in to ask me about, it certainly seems to be the way. So I'm going to start with those, and if people come in and sign in with their treatment, I'll get back to them. I'm going to begin with a gal who does not live in this province. Her name is also Karen. We seem to have a lot of Karens or other things around, which is interesting. And what she mentions that she's in 2 weeks' time, she's moving to Ontario for work. But her confidence is being a little, and her ability has been a little bit of shaken. And so her mind is a little bit messed up, you might say. Happens all the time. So she would like to clear her head. So my first treatment is around being clear in your mind. Sometimes I feel like I want to move into my teaching, put my teaching hat on and start teaching. And often they come through in the mental mind treatments too as well, which is why I call them mental mind treatments and not spiritual treatments, because I have things come in. My psychic kicks in, my knowledge kicks in. And so very often they have other things besides. Now, so let me just tune into the great love force. And so knowing there is one power and one essence that is in everything and therefore and within us. And as I speak my word for Karen, I know that my own belief in myself, the support the divine gives me, the support that I receive and get from all that is around me, that my mind lets go of all uncertainty, all distress about whether I am good enough, can do it. All those little niggly thoughts, we just freeze them all out. It's like freeze, evaporate, and just replace them with a sense that you're an emissary moving in the direction of what it is that you are to really do. There is a clarity when I let go of the worry, when I let go of the concerns. The clarity that comes in the mind is like, it's almost like a white light tinged with both a purple and just a shimmer of gold in there as well. And it's like the mind just settles and knows that no matter what comes up, through clarity of what it is that you're wanting to create and what you're wanting to do will be there. I know as I speak for this, Karen, that the clarity of thought comes so that no matter what is presented to you, you're flexible, you're easy able to do it, everything feels really good, and that beautiful clarity in the mind is there. I give thanks in knowing that Karen's clarity of mind is there all the time and brings about a great deal of understanding of direction that she is going in and what she is doing. I give thanks for knowing this. I give thanks and knowing that the light within the mind, the clarity, that's what it represents to me, is clarity in the mind is so clear and so easy. I just say thank you, thank you, thank you to the divine for showing that that essence is always there for us if we just let go of the niggly doubt. And that's one of my themes actually that's going to come up tonight, is around doubt. There is no doubt. There is love in this universe, and it is there for us to utilize. We must believe, because if we have doubt, we're not believing. We're not believing in ourselves. We're not believing in the universe. We're not believing in support. We don't have faith because we're not believing. So it's knowing. And so as I let go of this thought pattern, I know that all is well and all will be created and done for this Karen and maybe many others who listen to this. We are connected. And as that tarot card says, new opportunities come if we don't doubt, if we just receive and move forward. And it's about trust and faith, all of those things. And so knowing that is true, we move forward. And I give thanks for that personally. I give thanks and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, from the deepest of my heart to all who go through doubt and disbelief and question themselves. And so, just aside, this is not part of the prayer, but it's so often when we work to create something that we want, then we doubt ourselves so much that we begin to put obstacles in our way instead of rejoicing. Yes, I have an opportunity. And remember, you wouldn't have the opportunity if you couldn't do it. Simple as that sometimes. I know I've been faced with many things, and it's like, okay, let me see what I can do with that. And so it's about doing that. Okay. That from one Karen to another Karen. And what have we got written here? Happy Victoria Day. I would love a group treatment for all of us to feel a healthier connection to our fellow humans, regardless of our differences. Much appreciated. Oh, that is so appropriate. You know, it's funny. There are times, even for myself, I find myself judging or criticizing or being really upset. I'll tell you, I'm just going to tell you a little story because it came to my mind. So I'm going to tell you the story because here I am live. I was watching American Idol final last night. And yes, I had my preference, but I was watching the final three as they came to sing. Leah came out first, and there was a nice background. And then I believe Hunter Girl was second. And there they had her name lit up. And it was all, and I went, you know, that's subliminal advertising. That is not right to do that for one and not for all. In other words, if you're going to put one person's name up, you need to put all people's name up. I was quite upset about it. Well, actually, she came second, but she didn't win because Noah, right? Noah won. He won. So, and it was like, I went, to me, it was justice. That's terrible to say, but you know, to preference one over another. I don't know where I got on that tangent, but it came up about, for myself, I was sitting there a little bit upset because it wasn't fair. I'm a great one about fairness, and this wasn't fair to my mind that the producers would support subliminally one against the other. And that had been happening all the way along. But anyway, I was very happy with the end result. So Karen, I'm very prepared to do an acceptance. This is about acceptance of differences, really. No matter what the difference is, without criticism, without judgment. And if you do have that, is that you don't really hold on to it because sometimes we're human and we see things like that and we got upset. So, okay. I know there is one power and one essence in all things. And I know each and every person has that divine loving spark within us, whether we recognize it or not. Whether we allow that spark to grow and become and come with us, and we know no matter where we deviate or what we do, that that spark is within us. And therefore, in knowing that, it is recognizing it in every person that you meet, and recognizing that they also have a path that they are following. Some paths honestly, people don't understand because it's not our path. Every person has their own path. Their own path into understanding, to growing, to flourishing, to flowering, to becoming. And there are times when we look at another and we see differences, and we see where maybe anger and frustration and sadness and depression have ruled a life rather than light, joy, acceptance, and love. But it is the person who is able to grow beyond, as each one of us grows beyond our criticisms, our sense of denials, our sense of wanting us all to be similar so we understand them. It is the recognition that the force of love is at work in each and every person if they choose. We are in a free society where we get to choose. We get to choose how we pray. We get to choose who our friends are. At least at this moment, we still can. We get to choose where we want to live. We have all been raised with that, choosing what, when, where, and how. And so we encounter different cultures, different skin colors, different preferences. We get to look and understand, and probably in the first time in history, that we know of anyway, that we're able to expand in acceptance. Again, I'm drawn to that Ace of Pentacles, newness. It's a new world, a new awareness, an acceptance. We may not like everything that is happening. We may not like what some of the things that are presented to us. We might not like that people have different ideas or different concepts. But in the inner being, the light is alive in every person because they are breathing and their heart is beating. Every person has an opportunity to embrace love, to embrace their awareness and awaken it. And many people awaken. And who's to say that one avenue of awakeness, that one path that a person finds great joy and divine bliss, is the only path to divine bliss and understanding? It is the acceptance of each and every one of us in unity to be able to recognize a fellow traveler that may be dressed differently, that may look differently, that may have different words, perhaps a different language, perhaps a different way they express themselves. It is the acceptance of knowing that light, which equals love, is represented and is coming forth. And though this is where each one of us gets to move beyond ourselves by recognizing fellow travelers, by recognizing that people just want to know that they're loved, they're accepted, and that all is well. And I give thanks in knowing that each one of us who walks this planet has the opportunity of accepting and moving beyond judgment, beyond what other people think, in the recognition that every person is loved by the divine, no matter what, no matter color, what they say, color, creed, language, where in the planet they are. That opportunity to connect into the loving force is open to each and every one. But the pathway up the hill to that point, we'll say, are many different pathways. Many people go through despair and great sadness before they find it. Many people have tremendous addictions that they have to let go before they find it. Many people just are not aware of it. I personally always strove to understand it from when I was tiny. Some people just need to be brought to be aware that there is a light of love that has no judgment. And therefore, all we can do is strive to move beyond our own judgments and acceptance and love for each and every individual that walks this planet. I give thanks in knowing this for myself in this moment. I give thanks so I can begin to also let go my judgments. As I had the other night, I was very upset that someone would do that. So it's like allowing yourself to expand, to recognize, hey, this isn't worth upsetting my life over something I have no control over. And I give thanks and awareness. And I give thanks, Karen, for asking this evening. It's so appropriate for myself, and I'm sure for others who listen. I give thanks. And I release this thought form of knowing, of acceptance and recognition that every person has the opportunity to being a part of the divine love force, whatever you call it. It's not a matter about the name. It's about the feeling of knowing, of connection, and that you're loved beyond measure, no matter what you've done, no matter what you think. You are loved, and you are already, the forgiveness is already there. You have to forgive yourself. The forgiveness is all there. So I thank you, Karen, for that. Thank you for even suggesting that. It's so appropriate for me personally right now, and it's appropriate, I'm sure, for anybody else that listens. And thank you for being, as you say in your reply here, very timely. Bless your hearts. Thank you. Okay, wow. Ace of Pentacles, I just tell you, new beginnings, new vibration, new awareness. My next one that I've got written down here is a request from somebody I know. And I have done mental mind treatments for this person before. And on the crossroads of life, very often, we want something. And we know it's there, but it's a matter of time. Excuse me, I just have to rub my nose a little bit here. It's gone itchy. I don't know what that's about. Itchy nose at the wrong time. Yes. Anyway, for this, it's like what I want to explain is that you know what you want. You do everything you can. But the same point, often in creating, you need to move things to a knowing place of knowing that it will be. We don't know how. I always say, we don't know how things are going to turn up or what's going to happen. We just have to trust and know that it'll come. We have to know that. It's what I call the knowing place, knowing that our goals will be kept. And this young man, it's a man, kind of wants an internship to come his way. And I have read on this for him, and I believe that it is there. So it's a matter now of waiting for his projection of what he wants and the timing. Timing is a funny thing sometimes. We can look and say, okay, that looks like about 2 weeks, and it may not be 3 weeks. It may be 3 weeks, but I really see that. So I'm just going to give a treatment that I know in the power of knowing. I know and believe that if you know something will be, it will manifest. Not always on your timeline, but it will manifest. I give thanks in knowing for this young man that all his dreams are coming true easily, with ease and grace, as we say, as it comes. And I give thanks in the knowingness of this. I give thanks in knowing that his growth, his blossoming, and allowing the divine to bring to him the highest and best that he needs to have, the essence of who he is and what he is. And it's funny, I have my head down. I just want to say, look, lift the chin, look around, because very often it's what you see or hear or know that brings in the direction. If you're too concentrated, sometimes that Ace of Pentacles cannot bring you what it is that you're wanting. So just open up. And I give thanks in knowing that is in just being relaxed and open it can slip in. It can come in. I find people have come by. People tell me things. I've overheard things, and there it is. Wow. And I feel the same with this, that it is there, but you just need to be more relaxed and allow it to come through, and all will come through with such ease. And so I give thanks by saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. It's done. Okay. So my next one on my list is for a friend of mine, Kayla, which we've done prayers for before. And basically, I'm just going to read my own notes here for a second. She wants to, because I got it through a text. She wants to keep releasing the transformation process. I was fortunate enough to be able to do a transformation process, and all that no longer serves her. So life can flow with love and ease and grace. And really, that's what we need to do the mental mind treatment on. So those of you that feel you want your life to be easy, I'm going to say, so life can flow, because flow equals easy, with love and ease and grace, rather than having struggle or old emotions, old programming. Old programming can be I was going to say a word I don't think I can say on TV. Sorry, I'm not on TV. I'm on the internet. But anyway, you know what I mean. So it's like we need ease and grace. It's when our old programs dictate, and sometimes that can be hard. Okay. So I'm going to speak my word. I'm going to speak my word for Kayla in this moment. I know the one power and the one essence is love, all superimposed. And I know that most of us who are on the path connect to that love just in some degree, in some way. It is the total awareness that you are loved beyond measure that gives a sense of being able to let go, and that anything that no longer serves just flows away. So the life can be flowing with love and ease and grace without any interruption. There is a flowingness to all that one wants to do or to create or to be. There's an allowingness to allow that to flow. That usually means that the mental side of us and our emotional side of us subsides to the point of union and support of our direction. Old thinking, old feelings begin to shift and change. Awareness comes, and I know that very often our lives are run by decisions on vows and contracts and oaths and Akashic record things that have been going on for a long time have a play. And as we release those, it's like releasing the things that bind, things that hold, that things that want to keep repeating, and they're like warm, cozy clothes. And yet freedom comes by allowing those to go. Freedom comes by unzipping your coat off, and you come into this warmth from the inside, and the old programming just falls away. I personally am super grateful that you're able to begin to do that, so that life can flow with love and ease and grace, because you're making the commitment to yourself to go beyond the old, to throw away those things that no longer are required and yet have played such a big part, not only in this life, but many lives. It is time to be anew, to get ready for the new adventure that comes next when we leave this time period, to be able to be free and not having burdens that we take with us anymore from each lifetime to another lifetime to another lifetime. It's, as I say, the image is unzipping a jacket, coat, whatever, but the zip is real important, unleashing it, so there is newness. There is new awareness. There is new life. There is new understanding. And it's free. It's freedom. That's what I get. So much freedom. as your life can flow with love and ease and grace under your direction, not any programming direction, not only what other people expect from you or expect from you. It is freedom to be the glorious self that you are. And for this knowingness, I give thanks. I give thanks in the freedom. I give thanks with the flow of love and ease and grace. I give thanks for all that comes to you because there's all things. And so we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. Whew. That is powerful in its own right and way because it's so true. It's so true. I don't have, I'm glad I have all these that came through tonight, and some of them I take from certain clients too. But there's, because there's only our usual Karen up here. Another one's popped in. Says, I hope I had a fantastic weekend. I went to see Downton Abbey's last movie on Friday night, and that was really interesting. And it's on my agenda to do quite a few movie reviews, which I haven't done for a while. And so I will do a movie review on that. And I had supper with a friend last night. That was a beautiful chicken dinner. Yeah, it's going good. I work today, but work to me is heaven in itself. So thank you, Karen Lee. Yes, I had a fantastic weekend, and I trust you did too. Okay, this one is for Cowie. Now, I have run into this a little bit with people in the last wee while, and that is around doubt. And in thinking about doubt, I have to recognize that there's no belief. You know, I do two kinds of things. I do readings for people where we're noting the issues and maybe what we can do to change some of the issues. And then I do the deep transformational work where we want to get what I was talking about in the last mental mind treatment of freedom and love and light, and life flows for you. Every now and again, I run into people who won't let go of their doubt. It's like their doubt is what they believe in. They have no belief. They want to believe. Oh, they really, really do. And they want to change everything. But to let go of the doubt, oh my God, that's scary. You see, let's say, and let's say I'm going to use a leg as an example because I don't wish this on anybody. But I know people who have hurt their leg and they have to wear crutches. And then comes the time when they have to sort of put the crutches aside and begin to walk properly. And there's fear that the leg's not going to hold because they've always had support. Now, what are you going to do if there's no support? That's doubt. That's not trusting that your leg will be there, that your leg is healed, that your leg is fine. That's an example of doubt. Now, transfer that to creating what you want in your life, but you don't trust. See, doubt and trust go together. Like it's the two opposite poles. If you don't trust the process, if you don't trust that you can let go of those little belief systems that you want to hold on to because of the importance of it, then what it does is block you. And you don't believe in yourself. And sometimes doubt is not always obvious in the beginning. When I begin to do transformation work with people, I'm not always aware. It seems like everything is flowing and moving and they can do the different things I need them to do. And then all of a sudden, when it comes to the crunch, I will say there's a crunch point of accepting the love totally, of letting go of the old. And it's fearful. Don't know about that. Don't know how that's supposed to be. It's all right for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, but I don't know. And what I've come to recognize is doubt. You doubt the possibilities. You doubt the possibility of being, and consequently, you don't believe. You might give do you know how many people, I'm changing the subject a bit here, but do you know how many people over the years, and I look back, I realize they talk a good talk, but they don't really believe? It's like they've got it all on a tape, or they don't believe. And if you scratch the surface a little bit, you'll find that out. That they know the talk, they know what to say, they know how it's supposed to work, but they haven't done the deep work. Even these mental mind treatments help you go deeper, help you to go into the strength that you need. So in this, anybody who connects with, they know deep down they have a doubt. So let's work on this here for a moment. I know that there is one power in the one essence that loves each and every one of us, and therefore I'm just going to say "see" in the same way. And that by letting go of doubt and beginning to believe in this power and this love and this light, it opens up all. It's like our original card of the Ace of Pentacles. All is given. The new world opens up for us to walk. But we cannot walk that path if we have doubt, because we will keep recreating the old experiences. So to believe in the self, to trust, belief and trust, I tell you, that's one of the hardest things for people, is to trust this energy. This energy is there for you. And so we let go the doubt. So in this moment, I know the letting go of the doubt becomes easier. It's like shaving off the bits and pieces that we're scared that if we have to walk without the crutch, we cannot. Because you can. Because life is there to support you, love you, bring you what you need to get you to the next level of belief, the next level of experiencing. Yes, it's different. Yes, it feels different. Yes, the world takes on a different hue, we might say. It looks different. But it leads to love, rejoicing, thankfulness, awareness that the world is your oyster and you can begin to create what you want. Just think of that. There is this massive love energy that has your back. You either believe that or you do not believe that. If you do not believe that, then you'll keep hitting the wall. If you allow yourself to feel it and be with it without fear, without concern about it, thinking, well, maybe that's not right, then all it does is stop and block. So I give thanks and knowing that there is a way of letting go of doubt and believe in self. It's about taking a step and trusting the process. It is about letting go the fear of it not being true. It's like letting go of knowing that you can be so much more loved, so much trust awareness, and most importantly, allowing life to bring to you what is required to create what you want to create, even if you don't know that, even if you don't know what that is. So I give thanks in knowing that doubt is cleared, belief is growing, the acceptance of love comes in, so that life begins to have a whole different hue to it. There is love, there is light, there is ease, there is grace, there is everything coming together. And in giving thanks, I release and let go by saying, and so it is. Amen. I'm just taking a breath for a moment. I just want to thank Laurie for her comment, saying hi to me. Karen Lee has got something else written here. I just always have to peer. It's lately, I've had one physical thing after the other. Hiccuping, or is that? Oh, happening, not hiccuping. Happening, nothing serious, just annoying enough to make life awkward and still not sleeping. I feel that I'm missing something. Universally, can you help? Well, I can certainly do a treatment on it. Some of the things I've said tonight would probably help it see. And that's what I find very interesting is that we get themes that come up. Sometimes no, it's all over the place. But other times we get these themes that come out and we go, oh, yeah, that relates to me, or I can relate to that. And how does that work? So here, Karen Lee, I know we've done sleep before too. And sometimes that is just getting the mind to stop. That's a given, actually. Just letting the mind stop, not trying to solve all the world's problems or your own problems before you go to sleep. Learning, that sometimes takes a little bit of discipline. But if you've got other things coming, this means something's out of sync. It feels like alignment, some kind of alignment. So let's see what we get, okay? See what comes through. Divine Essence, Mother, Father, Son is one. I'm doing a treatment for Karen Lee. So that all these little niggly health issues, the sleeping and many other things can be left behind as she moves forward in love and light and ease. I'm drawn to go back to what I was talking about, doubt and believing in the self. It's like clearing the belief that all of this stuff is for somebody else, but not for you. It's believing that your heart essence or your gut essence, actually, I want to go further down from the heart. I would call it the gut essence. Your power needs to be, it's like how I see it is like, in a furnace, sometimes they have to light the pilot light. It's like your power light needs to wake up. It's okay to be powerful. It's okay to know what it is that you want. And oh man, I just feel like almost angry at not accepting and acknowledging my own power. And that's because you're up here in your head. It's like, I know what I want. I have all the philosophy, but it's all up here. It's not in your gut. It's not in your power play. It's not saying, I want this. Sometimes people get angry and I used to do my workshop. I used to have people touch into their anger and stomp around my living room, shouting what they wanted to shift the energy. And that's what I feel like here. I feel deep down you're angry, ticked off. Can I say pissed off? I want to, so I'm going to. I hope that's not the wrong words, but because I have to watch my language, I know that. But it's like there's so much anger at so many little things. I'm going to make a suggestion. This is not in the prayer. I'm just going to make a suggestion. You take a piece of paper, like I've got a book here, right? And you write down everything that you're angry about. I think you know that in lovingness, we're not supposed to be angry. No, that's not true. Angry and grief is so much the same. I always say the same, two sides of the same coin. Sometimes we go to grief. Oh, sad, poor me. Oh my gosh. But really, we're angry. It's always about the situation underneath that you don't feel that you're in control of. But your power is like grabbing hold of your life and saying, this is what I want. No ifs, ands, and buts. No mucking around. I don't think you've done that. I think you feel that's not spiritual. But you got to clear out all the anger, all the frustration. You got to acknowledge it in the depths of you to make room for ease, for pleasantness, for creating, instead of punishing your body, instead of saying you're not good enough or you're not doing it right or something. I don't know what's going on. It's like it's like I'm in the middle of 10 radio stations all playing at the same time. Breathe into peace. And it's okay to be angry and mad at all the things that have happened that you didn't like, that you thought it wasn't spiritual, to address. Anger is a natural thing. In some ways, it's easier to recognize and acknowledge than depression and sadness and grief. It's okay. It's okay to be angry and upset. But I think if you truly want to get this, and my treatment is going to move now because I had to go and off and explain this a bit more. I'm going to treat that you find your power to acknowledge what you're pissed off with. And I have to say that word. I'm sorry, people who edit these things. That whatever it is you're angry at, because it's not just angry, you've got lots of issues down there because it's just you're mad at it all. So we're just going to let it all go. And the way to do is you have to address it. Now, you and I've worked before, so we could address it that way, which makes it easier on you. But I still recommend you write out everything you've been angry at. And some things will come up you didn't know you're angry about. We tend to push those down, especially when we want to live a spiritual, comfortable life. Do you think everybody's perfect? Do you think you're going to get perfection by denying what ticks you off? No, because you carry it with you. Right now, your body is saying, no, this isn't, I'm not comfortable. It's not comfortable because you're not allowing that power play to play. And I give thanks in knowing that you asked that question, because if nothing else, it's brought it to the surface and allowing you to see that this is something you didn't maybe think about. Maybe you did. But I want you to know every one of us has to go through that. We have to acknowledge anger and frustration in the moment so we can let it go and it doesn't stick around. I give thanks in you for you. I give thanks in knowing that you have the possibility of absolutely releasing all these things that bug you. And in doing that, you will find peace, you will find love, and you will find everything that you want. And so thank you for asking that. As we know, the universe has got your back, 100%. You're loved for you. Anger and all, doesn't matter. Depressed, it's all of a thing. You're loved, doesn't matter. It's what you want. As I told everyone, what you want to believe your life is. But it's not done because of fancy things. It's done because you're real. Anyway, have fun writing your list, okay? Thank you. Okay, I've got a couple more here. Kayla said, thank you. Laurie says, I've let go of anger many times, and it's good to, I think you said, burn it, whatever. Yep, let it go. And she said, I love your visualization. Yeah, sometimes they're a little real, too real. And she also says, thank you. Karen, wow, thank you. You were dead on. I have been pushing down some upset feelings over something I have to control over. So I will do exactly what you have said. This makes perfect sense. So grateful. I'm grateful too. I'm grateful for you. I have one more before our night is totally over. And that's because a gal who's studying tarot today sent me 3 symbols she got, which is what I recommend people look at. And she wasn't sure. And it was about work. And anyway, I answered that. And I said, I'll give you a mental mind treatment tonight for it. And so this is for Jay. She'll know who it is. It's about clarity of work. I know there is one power and one essence that's in all things. I also know that we have our tools that help guide us as we connect into the great power. I know that in that we can find clarity of direction. We can create a sense of purpose, and everything gives us a direction that we desire to be in. Sometimes it's like we're looking at blank walls. We're not sure, and they have no doors. Where am I supposed to go? I always say, ask, show me the way, bring to me, using that power I was just talking about a moment ago. Bring me to me my next step. Show me my next step, and then let go, because you've got to trust. Remember, no doubt, trust. So in doing that, what we'll find that the purpose of your next step, the next awareness regarding work or anything else that you choose to do, will manifest before you because you asked and then allowed space for that to show up. I give thanks in knowing that. I give thanks for being able to talk and to see and know that this is the result that you want. And I'm going to take a deep breath because, boy, this is the longest night we've done. And I just want to thank everybody. Oh, Maggie G has said, well, Norma, thank you. Gosh, my glasses. I tell you, I have to get new ones soon. I think bang on as usual. Hit the right note for me. Thanks. Thank you. There. She makes often, if you go back and look at the comments, you'll see Maggie G very often has made comments. I just want to thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I have next Monday, I'm here, and then I'm going to be away for a week. And a Monday night, next 2 weeks today is a travel day for myself and my friend. And we don't know when we will be arriving at the hotel we're staying at, which is halfway to where we're going. And that is the same thing is going to happen on the Wednesday. And then on the Sunday, I should be back for on that week. I should be back for a Sunday thought. But on the Monday, so we got 2 weeks. Next week I'm here. The next week I know I won't be, because if I'm anywhere, I'm going to be tired because we'll be traveling along. That's a long travel day. And then on the Wednesday, same thing. We leave early to do another long travel day as we kind of head home. Not kind of, we do. We begin to head back from where we were going. And so I want to thank you so much for listening to me, for your comments, for the likes, for all of that. Is you just can't, I can't tell you how important it is to me, because when I started this, I thought, is there a need for this? And as long as there's a need for it, I will show up. As long as people want a treatment, as long as people want to hear the way I do treatments, which is why I call them mental mind treatments, as I say, because the law of love is in everything. I myself get caught up in stuff. I'm human. I do it, but I do know, because I've done a lot of work in figuring it out. I had to figure it all out because I wasn't getting the answers. I got taught from above. I got taught from guides. I got taught for a long time. And that all coalesced into knowledge for me. And I just want everyone else to have that knowledge as much as possible, for sure. In my last, how many years I have. But thank you for supporting this particular show. I just want to thank you. Wish you well. God bless. God meaning whatever you want to call the essence. Sometimes I think I grew up with God. Some people think, man in the sky. No. It could be Allah. It could be Buddha. It could be whatever you want to call it, ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses. The thing is, everything turns to the point of love and understanding and being and knowing. God bless. Enjoy. Have fun. I'll be back Wednesday. Norma Talks. I'll be back on Sunday with a Sunday thought. I'll be back Monday, and I'll be back following Wednesday and Sunday, actually. So, yeah, we got 2 weeks of me. So another week of me, and then I'm just gone for one week. Bless you. Lots of love. See you.